September 2025. I'm up in the tree, got about 30 minutes before daylight, starting to light up. Very little movement, a couple raccoons came by, but other than that, it's very quiet. I'm hoping I had a bug come by about 7:40 the other day. We got about an hour before that happens around that time. I'm not sure if you can hear me, or I know you probably can't see me. It just feels real different without my hunting buddy, or knowing that he's at least at his house right down the road if he wasn't hunting with me. Been 5 days since the incident, so I'm just hoping to get a deer in a day, a doe or a buck, it doesn't matter. I just want, I've had a doe I couldn't find, and we had a hog that we killed and couldn't, right when we went to get it, it took off, and then we couldn't find it from there. We know it died because it had a huge blood trail, and we followed it for a while. Then he fell out of the stand, so I'm just asking for a good day today. So hopefully something comes out and we get it done today. Got my camera set up, so we'll give that a shot. Don't know how well that'll work, but I'm gonna prioritize harvesting an animal over videos. So if I get something, I'll definitely take pictures and video of it afterwards, but I'm not gonna jeopardize my hunt because I've done that already a couple times, and it's time to harvest an animal. So let's get it done. I think I got some movement. Not sure what it is. I heard a big hog squeal a little bit ago, but I got some movement in the thick brush over here off to my right. Ready, but like I said, I'm not going to jeopardize the deer for the video, so if it comes out, I'm hoping right there is where I want the shot. Right in that little open spot. There's a bunch of acorns and whatnot. I also got a spot over here to my left. So either there or over there. That's where I'm trying, hoping that I get a shot off. When I get off here, hopefully something comes in. It's about 7:15 right now, so the storm is going to start picking up here, I hope, until about 10 o'clock. So we'll see what happens. Heart just confirmed that what I heard was pigs. I had a pig squeal just now behind me. I'm not shooting any pigs, but I'll film them if they come through here, because they have been coming in here and getting acorns. Just most of the time it's at night. Most of the daylight movement I have in here is deer. I had 2 bucks, a bunch of doe, and then occasionally I'll get a bobcat and a coyote, but when those come through, I don't get any deer. But I had a buck yesterday morning about this time come through here. But I just heard, like I said, I just heard a big squeal right behind me over my right shoulder. I heard something moving in there earlier, and it's confirmed it's a damn hog. But I'll take care of those guys later on in the season. But right now I'm trying to get me a nice deer, a doe or a buck, and hopefully I get a good shot and I can something I can track. My doe, I didn't have any blood at all. It was dumbfounding me because I could see it in the video. It was bleeding, but I couldn't get any ground blood at all, not even the little slightest drops to follow. So I got these 10-point Nemesis. They got 3 3/4 inch pigs come out, I'll film video of the pigs. But, hoping that buck comes out or doe. One thing I can say for sure is it's raining acorns, so that's a good thing. These acorns are dropping. I got a couple squirrels up in the oak tree. That big oak tree right there is dropping acorns. That one's dropping acorns. That one, and we're in a little pit here where it's wide open down there. So, fingers crossed. But man, it's dropping acorns like crazy. I thought they were dropping already, but today has been, well, it's really been the first day I've sat in here this long because I had to go help my buddy out the other day. But I've been sitting up in here before when I was scouting, and I thought the acorns were dropping then, but they're dropping heavy now. So I'm excited about this spot. I get a couple pigs that come through here, hogs, but not that many. Just there's 2 black ones that come in here. I'll try to take them out in gun season, but for the most part, it's a deer haven up in here. You can see it's not rutted up or anything. It's got plenty of water. Back over there's a river. It's just, and then all this is thick over here. Got another big oak tree way back in the back there. But I'm surrounded by oak trees, some water oaks, and the acorns are. We've had a lot of rain, so the acorns are heavy. I was hoping that a couple would fall on the palms because that's how I hear them. That's why I like hunting on the palms. You can hear a lot of stuff in the palms. And they give you good cover on the ground. But I like this place a lot. It's a good. I don't know if you heard that, but it's a good little spot. Well, one of these days I'm hoping to catch a break when I get out hunting. I hunted in the morning yesterday, you see in the video, and everything was looking good. And then I got up to the evening. I hadn't been able to sit that stand until through the evening yet. And the sun was right on me for like 2 hours, so I got to make adjustments for that. It'll be fine during the winter, so I'll probably just hunt mornings out of there and then come down and then go hunt my other stand in the evenings until it gets cool out. It'll actually be nice when it gets really cold. I'm not a cold guy. I know you guys up north will laugh at me, but I'm not for that cold stuff. I like, when it gets like 78, that's great, right? But no, I don't like that 30s and 40s and stuff. So, but anyway, that being said, I had the camera all set up to get you guys a good shot in one of my shooting lanes, and I was ready to try to video my phone on the other one, the more likely one. I set the video camera up is off to my left on my strong side, and I had my camcorder hooked up. But then after I made it through the blast of the sun for almost 2 hours, and then the sun went back behind the trees, and it's getting about 5 o'clock, rainstorm came up, so I wanted to put the camera up. So I was trying to put the camera up, and I was moving around while I knocked my crossbow off. Fell all the way to the ground. I should have took a picture of it to show you, but I was like, I'm just glad it didn't bust my string, and that it didn't go off too. I mean, at least if it went off, it went somewhere, hopefully in the woods, not up right at me, right? But it fell down, it fell off, flipped, and it landed flat on the pistol grip. So I was just like, at that point, I was like, after sitting 2 hours, all that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna cut through. I'm gonna check out a couple areas on the way out instead of the way I normally come in. I actually found another climber that, like, my buddy had fell out of, and I broke that off the tree. So that's one more of them widow makers out of the woods too, which made it worth me coming out a little early because I didn't have to use lights or anything. So I just came right on out, and I was just checking out a few other oak trees and things like that I can kind of see through the bushes, and work my way out a different route closer to the truck. But that being said, I got my cross and got my target over there, and I'm going to sling a few arrows, make sure I didn't knock my scope off. I didn't want to shoot something and have another miss, and especially at night. I didn't want to be doing with that. I want a good shot, so I just called it a day, and we'll get back at it here in a couple days, and
hopefully get something. So thanks for watching. Sorry I didn't get you something on video. I had a nice couple bucks come through there, an 8-point and a 6-point. I'll put up here in the description or up in the video. So take care. We'll get there. I'll get you some good footage here soon. So definitely good call. Since I dropped my bow out, I knew it had to knock my scope off. So I'm gonna do a couple more shots. You can see super high. I'm center left to right, but super high. So probably jarred it down, causing me, when it hit, the vibration to jar my scope down, whatever. So I'll make some adjustments, and then we'll go from there. I'm gonna do a couple more shots, make sure it's just high and not off anymore. So this is my second shot. Again, I haven't made any adjustments, so it's still high. So I'm gonna make an adjustment and see if I can't get it on. Well, I was starting to get worried because I lost count how many ups. I probably did like 50, downs. I probably did about 50 clicks, but I was able to get it on, as you can see in the photo here. So that's pretty good. I'm gonna do a couple more, make sure we're all good, and then she'll be set back on where I need to be. But sometimes you just gotta call a hunt, and sometimes you're having one of them days and things just, I dropped my my lead rope or my rope that I use for my climber to pull up my bow and lower it at the end of the night. I dropped that earlier because some dumb reason I was trying to hook it on the side of my climber. Unlike, stay with whatever you do. I normally put it back in my side pocket of my bag and then get it back out when I get back down. But I dropped that earlier, so it was having one of them drop days. It's hot in the sun. Like I said, almost 2 hours direct sun, 92 degrees, I believe, but direct sun, probably even hotter. And so I was burning up and trying to keep shaded so I didn't get burnt or anything. But like I said, I dropped that, and then when the rain came across, I went to try to take that camcorder down because I didn't want it to get rained on. Imagine this, it didn't even really rain. It sprinkled and some light sprinkling. It was raining all in different places around that I could see it, but it never ended up raining where I was at. But I didn't want that camcorder to get all wet, and I didn't have nothing to cover it. So just lack of preparedness, and it was my first time back in the woods after that other major incident, so I was breaking the ice again. So little things, went wrong, and I was putting that camera up, and I stood up in my climber to kind of ease myself around to unzip my bag real quiet and everything. And when I did, wasn't paying attention. My right hit bumped my bow that was across my climber just enough that knocked it off the stand. So it's a good thing I came out, because as you saw in there, it would have been a total miss, especially with a jump string. That would have been a total miss. I was about 10 inches too high. I was dead on when I went out there, so that created that. And I had a feeling, it would have been miraculous if it didn't knock my bow off. So I had a feeling. I made the right call. I crawled out of the stand, called it a day. I was able to tear down another old stand, old Widowmaker, got that out of there, checked out a couple different areas. Now I'm going to let that area rest for probably about 2 weeks minimum before I go back in there. I say minimum, but a week and a half, 2 weeks, a week and a half being minimum before I even think about going back up to that climber, let it resettle back down. I also moved my camera to a different angle so I can get some different pictures. Hopefully those bucks are moving in there. I had all kinds of, I had a new scrape right by my climber. Not a scrape, but a rub, a new rub on a tree right by my climber. Haven't found any true scrapes yet in the area, but they should be kicking off here soon. I do have a mock scrape in there. I freshened it up. I cleared some branches out. I pulled a palm that was in my shooting lane to my left. You can see in the video, I'll point that out. But yeah, sometimes when you're just having one of them days, just take it for what it is, call it a day. It sucked. I came out because, with the rain, and the overcast and all that, it probably would have been pretty good, but nothing came through on my game cam anyway. So I think I definitely made the right call, because I don't need another wounded animal. I need to make sure that bow is on. So got that all dialed back in, and I appreciate you guys watching. I'm not gonna not post things when I don't get anything and like that, make it look like I used to watch Bill Dance bass fishing, man. I was like, damn, he's getting them all the time. And then I was able to find some archive photos. It's like hours and hours and hours of dead days and dead times where you didn't get anything at all. And you know, that's reality hunting. You're gonna have those days. I did hear some hogs come through that morning, but I'm not really, only way I'm gonna shoot a hog is to test out these new mechanical broadheads by 10 Point that I got called Nemesis. They're supposed to be really radical and blood trail and cut zones and 3.75 cut in diameter. So if a hog gets me a good shot, I think I might do that just to make sure that these, you know, if you can take a hog out your broadhead, the deer is going to be nothing. So you know, I might do that, but other than that, don't have any intentions on taking a hog out. So anyway, again, not going to bore you with too much of a kind of nothing burger day, but it is a day. It is what it is in hunting. And if you're getting into hunting, it just lets you know, don't get frustrated. Stick with it. You know, enjoy the sport, enjoy the outdoors, enjoy nature that God's given us. You know, it's a way healthier hobby and habit, you know, than some of the ones I've had in the past and things that we do. You know, it keeps you occupied and allows you that time to think and enjoy nature's beauty out there, you know, because it's a wonderful thing. And a lot of people are going to be missing out on it. So get yourself out there in the woods one way or another, and you'll have a good time. So again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to get 500. I think I'm like 30 short of 500, just to keep this thing going and maybe be able to elevate this thing a little bit. Try to maybe get me some sponsors or something. So main thing is I'd like to find somebody, a sponsor for the video thing to help me out with that and get me some good gear. I just, you know, money's money. You know, I'm not poor, but I'm not rich either. You know, and it adds up. So I try to, you know, level it all out. So anyway, that being said, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I'm gonna get you some good video. I always usually see a lot of game, and unfortunately yesterday didn't, but I was getting my head back in the game instead of the game. So all good. Take care. God bless.